Hello, welcome students for Vijayata IAS Academy ethics classes. We are dealing with case studies, case study number 15. We are under the category of you are a civil servant, you are going to solve a social issue. So far we have seen various categories of social issues. Here it is something related to drug issue. Drug issue is very severe issue nowadays. In almost in every part of India, this problem has become very serious issue, particularly in the border areas. Drugs used to come cross border, they used to smuggle from the other countries. It also has some additional problems when it comes to drugs. So this is something related to that. You are going to be part of civil service, you are going to do your duty properly, but problem is not a single person, but it is system. System itself is having certain issue, how you are going to solve this social issue. Let us try to read it and understand one by one. In one of the districts of a frontier state means in the border areas, narcotics menace has been rampant. This has resulted in money laundering, mushrooming of poppy farming, arms smuggling, and near stalling of education. Now you see how many issues are going on. The system is on the verge of collapse. Let us try to understand this. It is saying that in one of the border areas. So let us try. Only when you visualize the border areas, then it becomes easy for us to understand how can we solve this issue. This is the boundary area. In this boundary areas, problem is emerging now. Boundary areas could be this area, it's all boundary, and there is another issue here also. This all the land frontier we have. Right from this Pakistan boundary this side till here, then China boundary, then Myanmar. So here Myanmar, China, Nepal, Bhutan, and this side Pakistan. And here we have something coastline and difficult to cross, but still nowadays we are even witnessing the issue coming from the coastline also. Smuggling is taking place. It is asking about in one of the border areas. Let us think either this could be this border also, it could be this border also, it could be this border also, because already we are witnessing this. In this border from this direction drugs are coming, from this side Pakistan side drugs are coming. That's why it is one of the serious issues, and we can visualize in this way. In one of the districts of frontier state which is sharing boundary with other countries, narcotic menace has been rampant. This has resulted in money laundering. Money laundering is taking place, black money, and what will happen to the country? The taxes which are supposed to come to the state will not come, and it result in the tax evasion, black money, mushrooming of poppy farming, drugs issue, and once drugs issue will come, then violence will take place, youth get destroyed, and the life of the families get destroyed. Arms smuggling, then it will result in the violence, and it creates unnecessary law and order trouble for the state and for the country. And near stalling of education. Once education of the children destroyed means you are completely robbing the future potential of the country. And this is why the neighboring countries are enemy countries. Those who do not wish India to grow, they used to target the students. If a student life destroys and if a student energies got destroyed, then it is a waste of human potential for the country. Humans are very much resources for the country, any country, and particularly if the humans are very much skilled, then that country is going to be the one of the most powerful countries in the world itself. And if people are not well educated, if they are not having skills, and if they are trapped in drugs, arms, and then you can imagine what kind of society it will develop. Entire energy of the country goes in reforming them and handling the problems. So that's where so many issues are involved here. Education, the system is on the verge of collapse. The situation has been further worsened by unconfirmed reports that local politicians as well as some senior police officers are providing subterfuge patronage to the drug mafia. This is even more dangerous one. Other countries will try to destroy India. Then we can handle, if other countries try to destroy India, we have mechanism how to handle it. But if the problem is emanating from within the system, the people who are supposed to protect the system, the people who are supposed to protect the youth, the people who are supposed to protect the education system, then if they themselves are involved in this crime, then it is even bigger trouble for the country, because handling with the outside enemy having certain calculations, but if we are having enemy from within, then it creates even more trouble to solve the crisis. The situation has been further worsened by confirmed reports that local politicians as well as some senior police officers who are supposed to stop this, they themselves are encouraging this surreptitious patronage to the drug mafia. At that point of time, a woman police officer known for her skills in handling such situation is appointed as superintendent of police to bring the situation to normalcy. An SP, a woman, was given this charge, and she is already having knowledge and also experience on dealing with such kind of issues. Now she is given in charge in this border region. If you are same police officer, so now if you are that police officer, what kind of steps you are going to take? Identify the various dimensions of the crisis based on your understanding, suggest measures to deal with the crisis. Then already we have seen, now let us go to our map. It becomes easy to analyze in this manner. Drug issue is coming, money laundering issue is there. Let us think from this direction, because nowadays in the northeastern, in Manipur, the same issue is going on. In Manipur, people are fighting. When two communities have certain differences between them, this drug, money laundering and arms smuggling creates even more further tensions, and it will complicate the matter. It's not that a single one way we can solve the problem. We have to think in multiple directions to solve this issue. This results in money laundering, poppy farming, drug farming or poppy farming, money laundering issue, then smuggling, arms smuggling, As a result, now you see drugs, money laundering, arms. Now arms and drugs, generally youth are getting targeted. In order to create disturbances in Punjab region, Pakistan tried to do the same thing. Near Punjab region, we have some issue like Khalistan issue, and these people, the youth, they are diverted youth. They are brainwashed, and for some kind of a future glory, that they just brainwashed, and they are using this. The enemy countries are using, the neighboring countries are using these mechanisms. They will be given drugs, they will be given arms, they will be given money through money laundering, black money. This is what terrorism, narcotics, money laundering, black money, everything is interconnected. Youth get destroyed. Now education system is collapse. System itself will collapse. Now the entire development of the state, either this side or this side, and this is what exactly happening in Kashmir also. The drugs, the arms smuggling, money laundering and the entire education system collapse. Now how many problems are emerging? Terrorism is one issue. When it comes to in the middle of the country, in the heart of the country, Naxal issue is going on. Naxal issue. it is creating trouble from within the country, just the neighboring country or enemy country which do not like India's progress, which is felt threatened by the India's progress. They want to weaken the system like this. So now you see there are so many issues involved here. If you are the superintendent of police of a particular region of the district here or anywhere, wherever this problem is going on, now how you are going to handle this? First, let us understand this drug poppy farming, drug issue, money laundering, arms smuggling, and youth are getting spoiled. Education system is completely collapsed. Now more dangerous part here is here local police officers themselves are involved and local leaders themselves are involved, local politicians as well as some senior police officers. And this is creating, because the people who are committing crime are protected by these local political people and also police officers. And these are the people who are supposed to protect the country, but now these are the same people now who are destroying the country. So if you understand the gravity of the situation, then we can identify issues and solutions also will come one after the other. Now you are SP, Superintendent of Police. This district is under you. If you are same police officer, identify various dimensions of the crisis. So first, dimensions of the crisis, just you need to highlight all these. So number one, dimensions of the crisis. And just you need to list out what are the dimensions of the crisis. Just whatever issues are given here, just you need to highlight, like narcotics menace. Let me write narcotic menace, money laundering, narcotic menace, money laundering, then arms smuggling, then involvement of local politician and senior police officers. This also issue, it has to be dealt. Narcotic menace has to be dealt with, money laundering also has to be dealt, arms also, involvement of these corrupt officers must be dealt. Education issue now, complete system itself is under stress. Education, then overall atmosphere, that's what systemic collapse means. The overall atmosphere itself is about to collapse. The harmonious relationship between the people, now once this kind of situation comes, law and order trouble will come. Law and order issue, law and order, conflicts will increase, violence will increase, damage to property will take place, damage to physical property, damage to human intelligence also. Youth are getting spoiled. Law and order, conflict, violence, damage to public property, damage to future skills of the country, human potential, human resources, damage to the human resources. To human resources. Criminals will increase, crime takes place. Now crime itself become an employment. So war industry will flourish in this situation. War itself becomes industry. Continuously people will keep fighting, contract killings will increase and so on. Contract killings. Now how it will solve, how it will disturb the state? In that district, now people are continuously afraid. People are afraid. People feel no safety. and people are afraid to do the business, and business environment will destroy. Business environment disturb. In the past also this kind of scenario only, and this similar kind of scenario was there in 1700s also. In the 1700s, continuously one section of the people were riding, other section of the people, continuously law and order issue was prevailing. Then there is no safety. People felt that at least except without taking arms, you cannot survive yourself. Now, if that is the atmosphere, now everyone wants to hold the weapon. Everyone wants to hold weapon. If law and order is completely destroyed, if existing police system is not able to protect the lives of the people, then people themselves will take the responsibility to protect themselves. And in the process, every person wants to keep the weapon in their hands. Now, if every person wants to keep weapon, then what will happen? Even at the slightest mistrust, even if the slightest friction between two individuals will lead to killings between the people. Now, one killing may trigger into ethnic cleansing also sometimes, it will lead to large scale violence. This is what everyone wants to hold weapon. Now, police system completely breaks down. Peace will not prevail. If police system itself, if people do not trust in the police system, then entire system will become like a war zone. And this was the kind of atmosphere before British also came, and finally British took the advantage and India became colony for 200 years later. Similar kind of situation was there in 1700. Indians were doing like this. Now the ultimate winner was not Indian but the British. And the British they brought even bigger guns, cannons, and they started crushing all these people, and they started telling the stories to the Indians that you were keep on fighting, we gave you the law and order. So that kind of scenario will emerge. Now, before the British came here, India was one of the richest countries in the world. And after leaving us, now in 1947, India became one of the poorest countries in the world. Now you see how instead of progressing in the direction, and we will gradually decline in this direction. So it appears to be a small incident, it appears to be a small area incident only. But if we enlarge the issue to the entire country, this is how dangerous this scenario is. And exactly this is what enemy countries wants to destabilize India. Internal security of India is at stake. So it appears to be one case, and that is where the local politician or the local police, whoever involved in this, they will not imagine, they will not visualize the danger, what is going to happen for the country itself. For them, they appears to be even some kind of financial benefit or some other benefits. But in the larger context, the kind of damage what they are going to do is huge. First, we are trying to analyze, then only once we understand the gravity of the situation, then it becomes easy to what extent we have to solve this problem. So this one, war itself becomes an industry, people will keep on fighting, and in that particular district, business will not grow, industry will not grow, unemployment will rise, healthcare will not be there, education facilities will not be there, entire system degenerates. So that's what the first question here it is asking that analyze, identify various dimensions of the crisis. These are the various dimensions of the crisis. You can analyze all these very well, that various dimensions of the crisis, one after the other. You can just highlight narcotic menace, money laundering, arms smuggling, involvement of local politician and police officer, education system collapse, overall atmosphere of the particular area is under stress. As a result, this is what the consequences will take place. So these are the various consequences of it. Now, the second part of the question is based on your understanding. Now we have understood, based on your understanding, suggest measures to deal with the crisis. Now, one after the other, let us go. To understand this, first, if we understand the crisis very well, then it becomes easy to handle the solution also. First, drug one, money laundering, arms one. Here, understanding in solving the issue, supply side and demand side, we can analyze it in two distinct ways. Second part of the question is suggest measures to deal with the crisis. Suggest the measures to deal with the crisis. Now there are various angles to this. First one, number one, supply side. Whatever drugs they are coming, they must be stopped, narcotic. So supply side restriction. Our first target should be wherever these drugs are coming, immediately stopping them. And how to stop it? First you need to increase the intelligence. You are district SP, Superintendent of Police. You are an SP of the district. Now your entire police system is under your control. Now you can utilize the existing system for this particular solution. Intelligence can be improved, either this area or this area. Intelligence first. Then immediately whoever is holding these drugs, immediately raid them, arrest them. Whatever is existing at hand, immediately capture it. So these are some of the supply side reduction, like strengthen border surveillance. Let me write this one by one. How to restrict this? Strengthen border surveillance, because it is coming from the border, cross border. That's what sometimes we used to hear, that cross border terrorism, cross border drugs, cross border arms smuggling. And this is what, first strengthen border surveillance. The moment you increase the surveillance mechanism, use the technology. For this, technology can be utilized. Satellite technology, camera technology, radio technology, how to understand how to get this done. Next, create local level committees. It should be like at local level. Local level committees or task force to immediately get these people immediately brought to the book. Then intelligence gathering. Intelligence gathering, immediately whoever holding it, intelligence gathering. And for that you need to train the people also, and because with the new challenge, according to the new challenges, even the ground level people also must be trained how to catch these criminals. So first, supply side. First let us focus on this. Drugs should not enter into the system. Drugs into system must be stopped. Once we stop it, then we can, first if we cut off the supply, then new drug will not come. Then we can handle whatever existing drugs that are there available in the system. Then other mechanisms can be utilized, because if we do not stop this supply, we will keep cleaning the system and new drugs are keep coming and keep destroying the system. That's why, suppose whenever there is a danger of flood, first we need to stop the flood. Then we can clean whatever the area that was under flooded. So similar way, supply reduction. Now these are the various some of the issues which we can utilize to supply reduction. Next, demand side also. If people are using drugs, means some people are using it. That's why demand side reduction also we need to. B is demand side reduction. Demand side reduction. And for this, youth are getting attracted to this. Schools, colleges, generally these are the targeted students. These are because they are having a lot of energy. They are the future potential of the country. They are the future resources of the country. That's why generally they used to be attacked. and there the age also get attracted towards such kind of drugs. That's why this is the section awareness in schools also, colleges also, at different levels. Start a helpline, because some people got addicted. It's like we have seen one social issue, that alcohol addiction. Some people got addicted to the alcohol and it becomes very difficult to come out of that. That's why the people who wants to come out of this, you need to have some helpline, counseling is required, medical care is required. Then gradually people will come out of this menace. On one side, stop the new drugs. Second one, demand side also reduce it through awareness campaign, through helpline, through counseling, and to de-addiction centers also. De-addiction centers. In the process, it can be used. It's not that a single SP can do everything. SP has to coordinate with various departments, because these are involved, so many departments are involved here. For example, education department is involved and medical department is involved at different layers. District coordinators must be there to coordinate with different departments, and coordinating with the district magistrate or district collector, and district collector will have continuous access to all these, and SP and district collector coordination is very much required in solving this crisis. No single individual can solve this problem, because it's a very systemic issue and so many departments, so many social institutions are involved in this. Demand reduction. Next, the people who are supporting them, local politicians and also the police officer, and there will be, and these two people cannot alone help these people. There must be some kind of network. You have to break that network. That's where enforcement and investigation. C, punishment. So one is those people who are pushing the drugs inside, that must be stopped, supply side. Those who are using the drugs must be stopped, demand side. The people who are supporting this, they must be punished. Investigation. And through proper investigation and enforcement of law, track the network of drugs, not only drugs, track the networks of money laundering also, because if somebody is giving drugs, means they must be paid. These drugs cannot be paid through online transactions, not with a legal transaction. It will happen through illegal transaction. Money laundering is to take place. And this one, track this network of money laundering. And through weapon smuggling also, this how money laundering is to take place. One person pay amount to one trader, and that trader will spend to some other trader, and it's a chain of network. Track this. And for tracking, proper intelligence is required. Training to the lower level people who are giving the intelligence continuously must be trained. They must be given protection also. Give necessary financial resources, technical resources, and human resources, so whoever is required to handle all these and to crack down this network. Investigation, then bring to the justice. Ensure that evidence produced in the court, because it should not also, it should not be done arbitrarily, illegally. Even though drug menace is such a dangerous one, it has to be done in the legal form. Otherwise, if there is a criminal, police cannot encounter the criminal. That itself becomes another social issue. If people do not respect the police system, if people do not respect the judiciary system, if police himself not able to get the trust of judiciary, if police department itself do not believe in judiciary, common people will not believe in judiciary. If common people do not believe in judiciary, more number of criminals are born in the society. That's why everything has to be done rule of law, through legal means only. Because India is such a democratically strong country. If you compare with so many countries, in comparison with our own neighborhood, India is having strong, vibrant democracy. And India proudly says that India is the largest democracy in the world itself. When many countries are struggling to sustain democracy, India is able to survive and vibrant democracy is being maintained. India is having so many laws. Law is not at all an issue in the country. Only using the law in the right manner and for the right purpose only issue. That's why in India we have so many laws. If you want to solve any kind of problem, law is available. One way or the other way, law can be applied. Any kind of problem can be solved through law. Unless it is something completely new legal crime, completely a new crime which is unknown to humans. Otherwise, most of the problems in the country can be dealt with within the boundaries of the law only. That's why law should be used, bring the perpetrators to the justice, so that it will increase the trust in the system. And if more number of such people got punished, even people also start believing in the police system also. And people will be ready to give the information. Community itself will involve in supporting the police. That's what increasing the trust is one of the important component. To increase the trust, you have to properly investigate it, bring the criminals to the justice. So track down. While doing this, we need to involve even the community also. Because in India is a very vast country. Population is very vast. In one way or the other way, these kind of criminal activities used to happen. And the number of police, number of bureaucracy, number of officers or number of people who are working for this particular crime, human resources are limited. Financial resources are crisis. Because in a country like a developing country, financial resources will be there, skilled resources will be there. And the number of people in the bureaucracy also limited as per the requirement. That's why the best solution is also to include people themselves in this solving the problem. That is where community engagement. Fourth one, community engagement. People must be involved. Now here you can observe this one. This is public sector and these are the people. And public sector is for serving the people. If people are suffering from drug menace, weapons, money laundering, now the chain of command, this is police department, you are head of the district or you are NSP. You are going to use this network, but sometimes the chain, whatever amount of human resources, financial resources are not sufficient to completely solve this. And this is where we have to use even people's intelligence also. Here NGOs will be there, schools are there, teachers are there. People can use, panchayat is there. And here it is only legal enforcement department, and when it comes to development department, district collector, and below that so many departments will be there. Panchayat at the local level, and panchayat almost can have control over the entire particular village. If any drug comes into the village, immediately panchayat can take into this conscious and immediately coordinate with the local police, and immediately it can be solved. So community policing, engage local leaders and NGOs. So local leaders, NGOs, community policing, this very dangerous issue. As I have explained, if we do not solve this problem, ultimately the country will perish, country will be in danger. It appears only one region got affected, it appears only violence is restricted to only one area, then it will affect the next neighboring district, it will affect the next neighboring state, it will affect the next neighboring state, and so on. It will never end, it will continuously spread like a wildfire. And to do all these things, these are the 4 important ways in which we can solve. The second part is suggest various measures: supply side reduction, demand side reduction, proper investigation and bring the criminals into the book, and also fourth one is community, involve the community also. Any kind of social issue, whether it is a child labor, whether it is a girl related issue, rape issue, whether it is drug issue, any kind of social issue, we need to handle in this manner. So system alone cannot solve this social issue without involving the community at large. And again, it requires emotional intelligence, it requires aptitude also, how to solve this, it requires attitude also, how to think, attitude of the people should change. Always remember, attitude means CAB, cognitive, affective and behavioral. What they believe, what people feel and how people will behave. It has to be dealt with attitudinal issue, and also aptitude, that means the qualities are required how to solve this complex issue. And we need to use emotional intelligence, how to track the people, and also human intelligence is required, and also technical intelligence is required. Technologies are also required. Combination of all these only can solve the problem like this. An SP can do the best possible manner, but SP alone with a single department alone, it's not possible. Inter-coordination, that's where when it comes to foundational values of civil service, work ethics, because the people who are engaged in the ground level, sometimes the police officers and the people, the bureaucrats themselves get threats, and we need to encourage, the SP need to encourage the people who are working in the ground level. And working environment should be very vibrant one, very strong one, and very strong motivated one in the atmosphere. Work ethics must be maintained. And within the system, some people are, the people who are supporting these drug networks must be punished, must be caught and punished immediately. This one, use all the resources in your and coordinate and cooperate with other departments. Coordinate and cooperate with other departments, then only it can be solved systemically. Single department system is very big, politicians are involved here. Now you have to bring various departments to get proper intelligence to bring these people to be punished, to punish under as per the law. So everything has to be done legally. Otherwise, if people who are supposed to enforce the law, if they themselves do not follow the law, then common people will not believe the system. Again, if common people do not believe system, they themselves will take the weapons, and again it will lead to chaos. That's why any human civilized world, any civilized state will try to solve even the most complex problems also through system, through law means only. These are some of the possible solutions. In that way, you can try to solve the issue. This is the social issue, one of the social issues. Any kind of social issue, try to understand in a comprehensive manner. You will be able to develop the answer very well. All right. Thank you very much. We will meet in next session.